Hello to all of you. So in previous lecture, we started a new chapter or new module that called reticulating and cross drainage work. Clear? So in previous lecture, we completed our first topic that called cross drainage work. So there are various types of cross drainage work. Clear? So what is the purpose of cross drainage work? And there are different types. We already discussed in previous session. So in this lecture, we discuss about more in detail in regulating works. Clear? So in regulating works, there are different types of structure which are used to regulate the flow in canal. That called a regulation work. So in this, there are different types. So first type that called a canal fall, which already discussed in previous session. And there are some types of canal fall. First one, ogee fall. Clear? So that ogee fall, which is constructed by Sir probably Cantley on Ganga Canal. Clear? So this type of fall which are used to dissipate the energy of flow and reduce the velocity of that flow. Clear? So as per the diagram, you can easily see that there are hydraulic jump formations. So due to hydraulic jump formation, the flow energy which is dissipated and the velocity is reduced. But these are not used nowadays because of that clogging problem. So the next one, rapid fall. That rapid fall, which is constructed by on Yamuna Canal, that by RF Crofton. Clear? So there are slope is provided towards the flow. That slope is 1 in 10 to 1 in 20. That bed of rapid fall, which is constructed by the rock and some piers, and this fall is not commonly popular due to the cost of construction, which is very high, and also maintenance cost is very high. The next one, step fall. In this type of fall, the steps are provided to dissipate the energy and reduce the velocity of flow. Clear? So as per the diagram, you can easily show that the flow velocity or the energy of flow which is dissipated by the impact of flow. Clear? Again, this is not very popular due to high construction, high cost of constructions. Then next one, notch fall. So in notch fall, that particular flow area which is diverted or converted into trapezoidal notch. So that notch which can reduce the energy of flow and reduce the velocity of flow. So the diagram usually show that there are trapezoidal notch which is provided on that uh, direction of flow. So by this, the area which is uh, reduced, so the velocity and the energy of flow is obviously reduced. So this is a notch fall. The next one, vertical drop fall. So in vertical drop fall, it is same as the particular flow of ogee fall, but is updated version. So in downward direction, there are system is provided, clear, and in the upstream side there are some protections layer are provided, clear. When the flow is moving towards the upstream to downstream, so that flow of energy which is dissipated by the system, and this is not very useful because the debris and some materials which are clogged in that portion of system. So this is fall is not very popular due to this issue. The next one, glaciers fall. So glaciers fall is used hydraulic jump for the dissipations of energy. So there are three types of fall. First one, straight glaciers fall. Second one, parabolic glaciers fall, or Montague, or third one, English fall. So straight glaciers fall. Simple structure is constructed so that upstream side slope 1 jump 1 and downstream side slope 2 jump 1 is provided. So due to that, the hydraulic jump formed and the energy of dissipation is reduced, but some extent. in this fall, the total energy which is not reduced, so this fall is not used. Then second one that called parabolic or Montague flow. So in parabolic fall, the parabolic curve which is provided to reduce the amount of energy. So in this case, the horizontal acceleration is more as compared to previous one. So due to horizontal acceleration, which provide by parabolic curve, so the energy will be dissipated. Third form is that called English fall. So English fall is updated version of parabolic or Montague. It is the same as of parabolic fall except so at the downstream side that buffet wall and system is provided to dissipate the energy to some extent. So this is a type of glacis forms. So the next topic which is called canal escape. So canal escape means the structure which are used to dispose of surplus water from canal. That structure called canal escape. Clear. So there are some necessities. So there are some requirement of canal escape. When there are faulty regulations and control of canal head regulator, so canal escape is required. The second one, high intensity of rainfall. So due to high intensity of rainfall, the inflow of canal which is high, so that surplus amount of water can be removed by canal escape. Clear. Then third one, due to breach out of canal, so canal escape is required. There are some necessity of canal escape. Then types of canal escape. There are basically two classification based on purpose, based on structure design. So in based on the purpose, so there are three types: surplus water escape, canal scouring water escape, tail escape. As per the structure design, regulation type escape and weir type escape. So this is a one type of scouring. Sorry, this is a one type of surplus water escape. Clear. So surplus water escape is used to remove the extra amount of water from canal. Clear. So surplus water escape is provided at the importance of the canal at some interval. Like in Narmada Canal, that is provided at some distance. And next one that called a tail escape. So tail escape is provided at the tail end of the river or strait, which is maintained the FSL level or full supply level of that particular river and strait. Okay? This is the weir type escape. Sluice or sulfurous escape. So next topic is that called a silt control device. So silt control device is used to control the entry of silt into off-taking canal. There are different types of silt control device that called a King's van, Gibbs ground wall, cantilever skimming platform, curved wheel, curved with sediment vans, desilting basin, and vortex tool. So this is a King's van. So this structure is provided at the parenting channel, clear, of the canal. So in parenting channel, there are vans are provided which are made from the RCC steel that called a King's van. Clear? So the angle to the direction which is 30 degree. Done. And what is the spacing between that van? One and one half the height or sorry depth of the canal. And what is the height of that particular van? It is a one-fourth of that particular depth of canal or height of the canal. Then, so this is a King's van, which prevents the entry of silt into enter of the canal. Then second one, Gibbs ground wall. So in Gibbs ground wall, that called just a minute, I will show you. In this, that called a Gibbs ground wall. So in this structure, the abutment of the downstream side is extended towards the upstream side of that particular parent channel. So that particular ground wall is divide the water, which is like a total water is a Q, so it is divided into Q minus Q1 and Q1. Like the discharge of parent channel is 1000 cubic. So the 500 cubic which goes to the parent channel and 500 goes to that particular off taking channel means that particular discharge divided to in some same proportion as well as in terms of silt. Like a silt enter into 100 kg, so that 50 kg go to the parent channel and 50 kg go to the off taking channel. That's called as grips grayon here. Then third one, cantilever skimming platform. So in cantilever skimming platform, the skimming platform are constructed to the upstream side of that particular off-taking canal, and it always in parent channel. So that skimming platform, it prevents the entry of silt into the entering of taking canal. Clear? So that skimming platform is constructed towards the incline of that off-taking canal, not a straight. Please remember that. Then fourth one, curved wings. So it is the updated version of Gibbs ground wall. So in these curved wings, which are pointed and vertical, so it is the angle of 30 degree to 45 degree of parent canal. Clear? The next one, curved wing with sediment vents. When the flow or when the slope is milder, so that curved wings are not used. So it can be used or it can be prevent the silt entry into the enter of taking canal by curved wing with the sediment vents. Clear? So this is updated version of curved wing sediment vents. Then last, desilting basin and vortex tube. So in desilting basin, there are some tank are used to prevent the entry of silt into off-taking canal. And in vortex tube, so that a tube are used. The tube is closed at the bottom side and open at the bottom side, so that effect of vortex, it can prevent to the entry of silt into off-taking canal. The next one, canal cross regulator. So what is the canal cross regulator? So that called CR. We already discussed in fourth chapter. Third, so canal cross regulator, which is constructed at the any part of that particular canal. So what are the function? So the function of canal cross regulator, it regulates the flow, it controls the flow. Clear? When the canal breaches out at the some point, so the cross regulator store minimum amount of water, and cross regulator also used to rise the water level of the upstream side. So this is the purpose of, or so it is a function of canal cross regulator. So that canal head regulator we already discussed in fourth chapter. The next one topic is canal outlet. So what is a canal outlet? So that device which water is released from distributing channel into water course or filled channel. So that device called canal outlet. Clear? So what is the discharge condition? Q is less than or equals to 0.03 cubic, not less than, not more than 0.085 cubic. So this is a design conditions of discharge. So what is the good requirement of good canal outlet? So the design, which will be simple construction, simple maintenance, easy. Then second one, it should be quite strong and durable. It work efficiently with a small capacity or small load. Fourth one should not be expensive, and design should be simple. So there are some classification of canal outlets. So first one, non-modular outlet. Second one, semi-modular outlet. Third one, modular outlet. So non-modular outlet means the water level which is depend on the both of distributory channel and water force. So that type of called non-modular outlet. And semi-modular outlet means the discharge level or water level which depend on distributory channel and independently from water course. So that type of modular called semi-modular outlet. Then third one, modular outlet. The water level, it does not depends on anyone, right? Like a distributory channel and water course. So that type of called modular outlet. So the best example that called a Gibbs ground outlet. The next one, flow meter or partial flow. So it is a one type of device which is measure water flowing irrigation channel or canal by the measuring of loss of head, clear, passing through the field. So it is mainly used to measure the water flow in streams. So that particular flow meter has three sections. First one, converging section. Second one, throat or middle section. Third one, diverging or downstream section. What are the slope? Converging or upstream section. In throat, the slope is provided 9.24. In diverging or downstream section, the slope is provided 1.6. Clear? HB means the height of that particular divergence sections, that head of the particular convergence section. So HB divided by HA less than 0.5, so that flow called free flow. When the HB divided by HA greater than 0.5, that called a partial flow. So this is the formula to find out discharge. Q equals to C into W into H raised to N. So where C is equals to coefficient of discharge, W means width of throat, and N equals to exponent. So this is updated formula for find out discharge, which is Q equals to 4 into W into H raised to 1.5 triple 2. So by this formula, you can easily find out the discharge of the particular stream, canal, or channel. Clear? So this is a flow meter of partial flow. So this is the last topic of your module 3, that called regulating and cross drainage. Clear? Thank you. Thank you for attention.